Well, how's this is watching King of the Hill? Seriously? Why should a baby be close to a gun in the first place? Well, at least he has the little earmuffs on, or whatever the heck you call it, so that the baby won't get hurt by the gun. It's basically it's supposed to be about like Cotton. I forgot what this episode was about really. About him that used to be a veteran and how he actually I don't remember this, but he's actually like lost on a job and he actually talks to Hank. Yeah.
Well, I've got a plenty on me. $20? I've got proof text bigger than that.
The back dance, so to speak. I swear, can't parents be complicated sometimes, even though, like my mom, for example, I'm really close to her, so to speak, right? It's a really interesting episode. I just thought I could actually share that because for people that have not grew up with so-called supporting parents like my mother, for example, even though it does come with a price when it comes to having autism or mental illnesses and whatnot, I thought I could actually just share a really, really crucial topic, and I definitely need a break. And speaking of a break, because I did upload a video that my MacBook came in, even though we need to get the stupid password, I hate this man so much that he had to make us wait like a month and a half in order for it to come in, and then he didn't even give us like a password in the... I'm just like, I'm like really, really drained out today. So, I actually was reading a subreddit that I like to go on quite often. It is called Unpopular Opinion. And this post is about, so if you can't see much, on people on Reddit need to stop recommending quote therapy to others because it's not helpful, so to speak, right? And after reading this comment by Rip Dezong, these people have such interesting usernames. I decided to actually put this on my title. Depressed people telling depressed people how not to be depressed. And after I read a rest so far, as a person that has clinical depression, even though I can't tell the difference between that and chronic depression, I just know by experience I have depression every day, right, on a daily basis, and I have a lack of energy. If you actually can tell by my videos, I'm not as energetic as I used to be in this photo when I was 3. I think I forgot how old I was. I was either 3 or 4, right? That is basically how I should have been growing up. But after just seeing this in my Batman outfit that I was opening for Christmas, I don't know what show that was in the background. I'm not sure if you can definitely tell. It's not Dr. Seuss, I think. Look at me now. Like, Dion, you're so drained. You've been cyberbullied by a lot of people. You've been through a lot of trauma. You've been a rape victim. You have severe PTSD. Like, man, like, what on earth have you done to actually deserve all of this? Nothing. You know, it's just crazy because it is typically like an Asian boy, right? You basically are seen as cute and happy when you're young, but when you're basically like middle age or your late 20s, you look like this. And the funny thing is, I have Chinese. I'm hearing things. Oh, my Afghanistan flag fell. Darn it. The old Afghanistan flag, so to speak. There we go. I'm hearing things. I forgot the heck I just said. I am so drained. You know, I think I need to give myself a break, but there's just so many videos I want to post, right? Because I like to look back on this. I'm thinking because of my loneliness, you know, it's like a coping mechanism for me. I don't know why. It's like, but I'm like so tired. Like I have, especially that nightmare that I had about the cockroach chasing me, whatever. from my dog's fur. I'm just so drained. And the thing is that what you need to know about depression, it is not sadness. It is a lethargic emotion that you have when you have a lack of energy. You actually are not able to eat as much as you should, and just not feeling as happy as you used to be, and being like jumping up and down on your bed all over the place, and even having thoughts of suicide. I struggle with that on a daily basis because I always felt that like like a lot of these people just don't see us great enough as a human being, and I always tell myself that if I just kill myself right now, like it won't make a difference. Even though they say, "Oh, I'll miss you," and no, they won't. You know, it's. I hate when people do that. Like you won't miss the person until they're missed forever. Okay. And after just reading some of the posts here, it's incredible of how people tend to say that, okay, you need to see a therapist, as though it's a magic pill or a magic potion to cure everything. No, it's not. It works for a handful of people. It's momentarily, and especially where you live or even your income, you just can't afford to have one. Plus, it's like this talking to some random stranger that you gotta pay money for. I know by experience because I had went to two therapists, right? I hate when people use that word. It's a trigger for me because it brings back bad memories, and these people tend to thinking, oh, you know what? I can't help you. Go see a therapist. It's like, screw you, right? Because it's just not helpful for me. Because I know by experience, and plus, especially since I've been to 2 mental hospitals just for having depression, nothing major or anything. Okay, and suicidal thoughts. I don't trust the suicide hotline because, from my experience, if you actually tell them you're suicide, you'll have a knock on your door and you're gonna get handcuffs. That's what happened to me. Especially when I shared about me being depressed on Facebook, or that I feel like I want to kill myself. People just thinking, oh, you know what? I need to call 911 on him because he needs help. I don't care about helping him. Screw you. I'll just remove 700 of you on my damn page. You don't care about my mental state. You only care about your damn self, give or take, right? This is why I don't like really trust people when they say, oh, I do care and I hope you get better. Like, you just sound so fake. Unless you really mean it, so to speak, right? And a lot of people need to understand that mental health is this as valid as having a broken leg, or if you basically need to get nose surgery. My mother, she had to get that because she used to have like a lot of allergies and whatnot, and she couldn't like breathe as easily because of her allergies, and she looked as though she could be on a character from The Walking Dead, and I basically helped take care of her when she was in bed. And I think one of my older siblings had to help me get ready for school. Like she looked like she was gonna die or something. It was terrible, right? Like literally, like my mother had to get nose surgery for a reason. Not like how people would get like plastic surgery does it look like a fucking Ken doll, for example, on Truly, a channel I like to watch. Those people, like, I don't get it. You're making yourself looking really ugly, and you're just wasting your money on jack squat. Like, okay, I know it's your money, but you're just like I don't know. You're just weird. Period. Right? I'm just telling the truth here. And, you know, it's just like that, so to speak. And for me, if I could actually have surgery to take away, like, a depressed, like, brain cell from my brain, I would. Because the thing is, depression is one of the worst things that a human being can ever have. Especially when we have bipolar, your mood changes constantly. Like for me personally, I have to leave the house a certain time of the day, especially with my autism. That's probably why I have a higher chance of having bipolar, because I have to have like a schedule. But with me just being more stressed out because of how people mistreated me in the past or wanted to block me just for, you know, being friends with them, because I always want to form healthy friendships, but people just don't want to actually hear out about my problems, and they say that I hope we could be friends. I remember I was talking to someone on Snapchat that they say that I hope we could be friends, right? I think it was like Mexican or something, and he never responded a day later. I'm just thinking I just sacrificed my time for nothing, you know, because he didn't ask me any pics or anything, which is great. But I was just upset because, okay, I thought maybe at least have like a platonic connection, have someone to chat with, but it hasn't even lasted like a couple hours or something. It's just a waste of energy or sacrifice of energy. And, you know, like for me personally, since I have been abandoned and neglected by people, not only in person but online, I just wanted to have a social media. They say detox, but I like to stop that you should have a social media fast, which means you leave social media for a long period, right? You know, like how, like a Ramadan, of how Muslims, they don't eat for a day. Or I think it's until, I don't remember. I think you can't eat anything until like the next dawn, which is the next morning, right? I forgot why though, because Casey, for example, when she was, because she's Muslim, right? Or at least I thought she was. You know, she didn't really practice being a Muslim because of her mannerisms. It's ridiculous, right? Because she would drink and she didn't eat any pork, of course, but let's just say that, you know, like, I don't know, her behavior is just atrocious. You know, the thing, I forgot the heck I was saying. My brain is like not working right now. I'm just showing you that this is how it's like having depression, right? I forgot the heck I was supposed to say. Let me just find like an answer I can read on here. Let's see. Okay, so by Little Lord Folklore 1, excuse me. Okay, and honestly, sometimes that's the right response. Better than what many others do, which is, what the heck? I don't know what word that is. I'm guessing, okay, whatever. Completely terrible advice that's actually harmful and out of touch with the OP's life. I'm in recovery and see others and trying to play armchair psychologist way too often. I even seen therapy or prescribed anxiety, depression medication be discouraged in certain sober communities, which is incredibly disappointing. Recovering addicts have a ton of extra advice to give, no doubt, but there are no way qualified to be analyzing someone's mental and emotional well-being. That's the job for a trained therapist, even though a lot of them are not trained. I know by experience, who can provide a plan based on the individual. One of my friends had an ED, and she came across an individual who claimed to be able to help her. Turns out she was a recovering alcoholic herself and was convinced she could help others without any training. My friend's condition got worse, and that's when she figured that spending money on a good therapist is worth it. She got the help she needed, and now she's doing great. Even though there will be a lot of people I mentioned, can I have a therapist, right? Plus, it's momentarily, because the thing is, there are a handful out there that are not great people. Let me just go down much further. Let's see. I'm trying to find one. The funniest thing about therapy Reddit is that everyone uses that Reddit, I'm concerned, get the person help option just to fucking harass people more. I think you spelled concerned wrong. Have an unpopular opinion, you need help. Disagree with the incoherent and not a free thinking individual, you need help. Yeah, basically people throw the word help around way too damn much. I think most people will be better by getting off the internet and doing what they can do to improve their life. Even though it can be hard though, because if you have nowhere else to go. But that's why for me, I had to leave social media. Let's see. Let me read one more. Okay, two more. Well, the internet can be helpful if you know how to use it to your advantage. While I looked for a therapist, Reddit was helpful in the meantime when I needed to heal from breakup woes or wounds, and also when I need to read about people's self-improvements. Yeah, that makes sense, because you can relate to someone. I got 4 minutes left. Let's see. Oh boy, that's quite a few. Okay, two more. Go to therapy. Quotes. Yes, paying a therapist more than I make per hour will absolutely help my anxiety and I'd be able to make enough. Keep afloat. Yep, pretty accurate. Let's see. I subscribed to BetterHelp online therapy and it was absolutely miserable. I paid for a month, and it took 2 weeks. Oh, that's ridiculous. The therapist I got was terrible. It is not available to everyone. BetterHelp sucks my ass. That's from the commercial from what I remembered. My fiance and I both tried it, and if I could spit on an app, I would. Golly, this is a shock to me. And let's see. Okay, one more. This person said preach it. Then you also have to deal with the problem that even if therapy is accessible, there's tons of shitty therapists out there and methods that will probably be viewed as extremely I can't pronounce that word, and wrong in a decade. Lots of therapy isn't even good. Yeah, pretty much. I know that by experience. If therapy worked for me, but after multiple attempts and multiple blah 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 failures, it's hard to continue to see as a valid source. Because the reason why I want to share this, okay? If you had a good experience with a therapist, that's good. But the thing is, for someone like me though, that really wants to talk in personal topics about my experience of being raped or maybe being gay, especially if you may live in a country. I'm just giving this as an example that doesn't like gays. How are you going to actually talk about your issues, right? And one thing I just want to say is for anyone that doesn't know about a mental illness, like a serious mental illness, suicidal thoughts, right? That's the most serious. Social anxiety, because I cannot even interact with a lot of people. Clinical depression like I have. Do not tell them to go to a mental hospital or that they need to call a suicide hotline. It does not always work. I know that by experience. And having the police knock on their door, trust me, that happened to me at least twice. And I had to lie to the police that I am not going to harm myself. I didn't, right? But if I tell them I'm depressed, they're probably going to thinking, well, you know what? We're going to lock you up into this mental hospital for a week because we feel that you may be harming other people. I don't understand why. The only person be harming is myself because I'm in pain here, especially since I'm a self-harmer survivor. It's been 18 months now, right? It sucks because where I live, mental hospitals are not good. I forgot to make a video about that. But the thing is that therapy is not for everyone. I wanted to have another human being, which is hard as nails to interact with, right? We need to actually have resources that people, they can say that they're feeling suicidal. They need someone to talk to without feeling that they're going to get locked up. Not to mention, from my experience with suicide hotlines, they'll put you on hold for way too damn long. They'll just hang up. You know what? You might as well just have that person end their life then. Or better telling them, are you feeling better? Or do you ever thought about eating your favorite food? If I could, I would. Wouldn't I? You know, it's just ridiculous. You know, and a lot of people don't understand it. This is why my state is one of the worst states. I think it's one of the worst states overall for mental health because our education is really bad. It is. As much as I've seen people out here are homeless, I know where they... Well, I've been on the streets for one night, so I know how that's like. But for them that do drugs or, that talk to themselves... I don't laugh at them for it because I know how it's like. And even if I don't, I still don't because I'm a sane human being, an adult at least, that knows not to do that. And I just thought I can actually just share this because mental health needs to be talked about more. I'm exhausted. I can't even lie down. I want to, but I don't know. I hope this actually was helpful.